why the simple, fantastic, simple idea of putting a fishbowl on your reception counter at your front desk where people get to enter into a competition, etc., works an absolute treat. I know many of my Inner Circle members, more so in the States than in Europe and the United Kingdom, are doing great stuff with going to local businesses and offering to, if they cater for them, that they would this is a different podcast altogether, that they'll leave a fishbowl on the front desk. In fact, I know one of my Inner Circle members. He doesn't even do this as a campaign. He just leaves a fishbowl at the front desk, at his front desk, at the reception area for people to enter into a company all year round. He never takes it down. He's like, I get into a company at least a month by doing it, and the context is this. Is that you were I believe in doing it in shorter spurts, but he just does it all year round. He's like, dude, I just do it and it works. But you run a competition to enter into, and normally we will term it as corporate month or corporate health month or whatever it is, as part of corporate health month or as part of October, we're focusing on corporates or whatever it is. And then you'll have a poster up there that says, stand a chance to win a free lunch and learn or a free health and wellness day in your local business. All you need to do is fill out this form. I don't recommend, if you're doing it in the practice, don't just take business cards. You will fill out a form. The reason I want them to fill out a form is because I can get specific information. So he has an example, all their contact details, right? And then I want more. So remember I said in the beginning of this podcast, the most important thing is a name. So I'll push them for a name to enter. So I'll be like, where do you work? How many employees? What's your position? And who's the best contact person to contact should you win? Now, killer tip. Now you got a name. So when you phone, you're not phoning as a cold call. You're phoning as someone who knows. Before you phone that person, once you go through the process of going to that business, it's sometimes handy to first speak to the person who entered the business and say, I'm going to phone Mary. Would you mind telling her I'm going to call her? So she's pre-framed and expecting your call. So then they'll put that in the bowl. Another little tip. Everyone does a fishbowl campaign. They wonder why no one's entering. And then I look at the fishbowl per campaign. I say, send me a photo of the fishbowl. And I look at the fishbowl and there's no entry forms or no business cards in the fishbowl. So do you like eating at a busy restaurant or a quiet restaurant? Well, people are the same. People like to do things that other people are doing. So if no one's entering in your fishbowl, no one enters the fishbowl. So you have to start it off. If you're using pieces of paper that need to fold to put in the entry form, then start it off so it looks like a quarter of the bowl is full. Now all of a sudden people are like, oh, people are doing this. If it's a business cards within a business, listen, you want it to look meatier than it is. You might just take out the new ones every week if you go into the business. I hope that helps. That's a killer tip for you. So the strategy is that people are entering for a chance to win, and I would up the ante here and just be careful of where you practice in the world from a legislative perspective, is we also offer a prize. So just by entering, there's also going to be a lucky draw to win a trip for 2 to Disney, or a cruise for 2, or a trip to Ibiza. We've done this, or an iPad. So not only have you got the lucky draw, but you've also got a chance to win a lunch and learn in your business. And everyone's a winner. Yes? You guys understand? So yes, everyone that enters, you will filter it through. The only filter I'd say for you, because don't forget, those are just leads, a lot of them still won't let you come in. So then the only filter I have is, well, that's why I ask on the entry form, is if they say, look, there's only 5 people in my company, I wouldn't say that it's an automatic no. Some of the best ones I've done have been with the 10 people. But I'm going to prioritize the ones that say, I've got 30 people, 40 people, 50 people, 100 people in my company. On that note, also, you also want to prioritize on that note, if you have a choice to go in and speak to 500 people or speak to 20, you will always choose the 20. Let me say that again. If you can go back 4 or 5 times or 10 times. So if someone says to me, do you have a choice to speak to 500 people, or you have a choice to come in 10 times and speak to 50 or 20, I'll take the 20. I'll take the 20 4 times over the 500 once. 20 different people, that is. If I can come back 4 times in the year and have smaller rooms, I will definitely choose that any day. So remember, platform selling and speaking to fire, it's an art, it's a skill, it's a science that people take years to develop. Trust me, ask me, I know. I've been speaking for years and I've still got so much to learn when it comes to the art of platform selling to like 1,000 people. And I have, in the last month, I've sold over $500,000 from stage, other events I've done, not within chiropractic. So I do this, and I do this well. However, that being said, I would much rather you do small, intimate workshops. So that's my little tip for that. So closing out, remember also the HR person is very important to us. So make sure you look after them. I would like that cut out there, that little burp. You don't mind? It would make a time there. So just cut that burp out. Let me say that sentence again. So closing out this podcast, I just want to say also, don't forget that the HR person who got you in is also very important to us. So you need to nurture them, look after them. So send them a thank you gift and get them under care. You know, everyone's so like, oh, we don't want to treat the so-and-so for free. I'm not saying you need to treat them for free, but just look after them for goodness sake. It's called nurturing relationships. And people are so stingy with this. Look after them. It's a 6-figure lead, guys. It's a 6-figure lead. I want you to think of every corporate as a 6-figure lead, right? If a lifetime value of a client for you is $2,000 and you get 10 clients at 1 gig, just that alone is $20,000. You go 4 times over, you go once a year over 4 years. That's almost a 6-figure just once a year at 10 people a year from one company. Now, let's say you go twice a year and you get 15 people. Let's go back to 10 people. 10 people take up your offer, or 20 people take your offer, 10 become clients. Again, and that happens twice a year. That is $40,000 a year just from 10 people twice a year, right? Now you go there for 5 years. Can you see how it can quickly become a 6-figure day for you? So you should be spending way more than you are to get in. You should be incentivizing way more than you are to get in. And you should take this to another level because it's 6 figures every single time. That's the way I want you to think about it.